Have you ever had a dream so big that you feel scared about it? A dream that is too big that you have to hit yourself on the head in order to force you coming back to reality? Because you have no idea how to reach it? Because you don't know how to start and what to do in order to pursue your dream? Or maybe you want to do and to be so many things and you don't know how to start. I want to share with you this interaction from Abraham Hicks because I think it will blow your mind. Listen to it, laugh about it, feel it, enjoy it, and learn from it.
I have a lot of questions. It's like ever since I've discovered Abraham or self-development, you could say in general, more questions. So it's fun getting with it a little fun, but.
So take us right to the leading edge.
Take us where?
Take us right to the leading edge.
Why always the leading edge? I want to bring up the past sometimes.
We know.
But that's only because I have a deep sense of
needing to justify where I am by talking about it.
Yes, you got it. You got it. Yes.
But you see, you're talking to someones who know where you are in relationship to where you're going, and that is a much more delightful conversation. Where you've been has not only accomplished where you stand, but this magnificent vortex. That's where it all is.
So why haven't it been going like that?
That's why.
But how?
We know it must be annoying for us to keep pointing out something that you cannot translate with your physical senses. But you know that feeling you get when you know that big things are underway for you? So you sense it. And you know that feeling that you get from time to time when it's more than a sensing, it's a knowing. And you know that feeling that you have when you get an idea about something, just that flash of an idea about something. So that's the receptive mode that we want to turn your undivided, just for a moment, attention to. So when you get into that receptive mode, which you do often, and then you allow yourself to just follow it out, the most delicious part of life, we're sort of giving you a justification for your question here. It'll soothe you just a little bit. This is why you are asking this question with such stubbornness. It's because you can feel the on the brinkness of something. You can feel that it's ready to pop, but you can't quite see it yet. And what we want you to do is to try to be satisfied with the knowledge that if I can feel it, that then I will soon see it. You've just got to find some way of soothing yourself, that since I can feel it, therefore it must be. And if you can accomplish that, we've picked you out from time to time from very big crowds. In other words, you've got it going on. Your desire and your belief are in close enough proximity that things are ready to pop for you. But it's that impatience that is slowing it down. It's that feeling that you need to be doing something differently than what you're doing. And it isn't the doing, it's the expecting. So can you give us examples of things that have been unfolding for you? Have you witnessed any evidence of things manifesting that you have once dreamed of? Or have you just dreamed your first dream?
No, you're absolutely right. I have been realizing how there are certain dreams I've had. I kind of put them in the back, I guess, and now everything's just normal. I just want to go so fast, or I guess I can't even enjoy this. I'm here, but it's like it won't hit me till I guess I really embody it all, or maybe take some time and just relax, or maybe
Well, this is a leading edge conversation, and something that's going to happen to a lot of you during these days that we are together is that you're going to actually feel the hands-on effect of being in the receptive mode. The receptive mode just means you're receiving something. So you could be in the receptive mode of what your vortex is offering up, or you could be in the receptive mode of something that a feeling of vulnerability is offering up. In other words, you could be in the receptive mode of what overwhelmment offers, or what appreciation offers, or what vulnerability offers. In other words, you're always in the receptive mode. So if you just start there by acknowledging that whatever is occurring to you, whatever thoughts are coming to you, whatever manifestations are happening, they are happening in direct relationship with whatever receptive mode you're in. An easier way of hearing it is whatever mood you're in. So that's elementary, isn't it? In other words, you understand that. You all do, don't you? You understand that. So now let's add another factor to that. And let's call that factor momentum. And let's talk about why momentum happens. Momentum happens because you give your attention to something. You give your attention to something, and then something manifests, and then you give your attention to something and something manifests, and you give your attention to something and something manifests. You have it so good because you're out here on the manifesting edge. You're out here on the edge where whatever you've got going on is showing itself to you moment by moment by moment by moment by moment. You have no excuse to be oblivious about what your vibrational countenance is, because the things that are manifesting around you are evidence of what it is. There's two ways to know what you've got going on vibrationally and how law of attraction is responding to it. The first way is it's manifesting. The second way is you can feel it. We'd like the second way to be the first way. You can feel it. So the reason that we are talking about the rumble strips is because if you are aware of the way you feel and you sort of kind of like that feeling, so you focus there, it will become more and more and more and more and more. You could take any thought of minor importance and you could focus on it and bring it to a place of momentous importance, and it would manifest in this day. Every single one of you could do that with anything that is important to you. This is the power of the universe that you've got working with you. This is the power of the focus of source energy that you've got working with you. You have tools at your fingertips. You have the energy that creates worlds flowing through you, you see. You can be or do or have anything, but you've got to break it down in some way that you know that you are doing it. So we would suggest that you pick something, that is of some importance to you, and you decide that you're going to focus on it until you can show yourself in one day. You can show yourself how the momentum gathers around that subject in one day. From the point of just being able to talk about it to the point of feeling fairly good feeling emotion about it, to the point of really feeling excitement about it, to the point of it manifesting in one day. You can do that. You can do that. And you do it all the time. That's what's so funny about this conversation. You do those things all the time. You just don't know that you're doing them. And so you don't give yourself the credit of focus that you deserve to give yourself the credit of focus. Don't argue for your limitations, and don't take score of what is. Spend more time in the vortex. What do you think's in there anyway? It's really funny. Here's this vortex, all ripe and ready and really eager. Well, we are the eager ones to show it to you. And you're over there saying, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. And we say, that's why. That's why. You got to look where it is and feel like it feels. So pick any subject and let's do it.
Wait, what do you mean?
We've never strangled anyone before.
I guess I want to say after high school, but I've had this feeling that I am lost in a way, or I have lost myself in a way, and I'm trying to rediscover myself, but I've been...
Well, you are in full view of all of us. And we're not making fun of you.
But the realer, the deeper, there's something there. There's something there.
Well, it's over there in the vortex. So what do you see over there? In other words, look where you think it might be. If you feel that something is lost where you stand, and you believe us at all that there is a vibrational version of you, then look in the direction of this vibrational you and describe it to us. If you feel lost, what does found feel like? If you feel confused, what does clarity feel like? If you feel poor, what does richer feel like? In other words, you got to look where you think you are. So look there. and describe that for just a moment and stop the other.
The thing is, I've done that. And then I find myself back in wherever I am at that
Because
moment.
you don't allow momentum to get strong enough to really show it to you on a steady basis.
How long will that take?
Today, just a day, just a day. You see, did you hear what he said, and did you resonate with it some? I've been doing this. How do I get the money out of the vortex and into the bank? When does it come to me? But you see, you can't talk about why the drought is unpleasant and attract the rain. You can't talk about what's missing and allow what's missing to be fulfilled. You've got to find a way to look at until you allow yourself. You see, you don't have to build the momentum in the vortex. The momentum is already built. You ask, and the momentum is already gathered, and it's huge and ready for you to receive it. Is it too big for you to receive it? No, not at all. Could you get ready to receive it? Yes. Are you ready right now? No. Could you get ready? Yes. Are you ready now? No. Could you get ready? Yes. Are you ready now? No. Could you get ready? Yes. Are you ready? No. Do you want to get ready?
Yes.
You want to get ready?
Yes.
So, do you believe that there is a vibrational version of things that you want?
Yes.
And do you think that you could find any words for them, or is it just a big, murky mess of a mist of little pieces of things that you've thrown into it? Or do you think there's anything in that that you could define and see?
I could very easily.
You wanna?
And when I have that,
You don't think it's worth the effort to do right now when all that is infinite intelligence is focused upon you, who is standing in the middle of your vortex, who is aware of who you are and what you want? You don't think it's worth the effort to focus here and now? You want to keep telling your same sick game of how it is? Or you want to talk about how it can be? It isn't easy to go there because you don't have the momentum, but we promise you the momentum will come fast. You see, it's easy to tell the other story because that momentum's there. It's easy to say all of those things. That's what the rappers are all doing. And it just flows. Have you ever heard anything flow like that? In other words, they can tell you about all of the dysfunctions and injustices of life, and they can do it in such a poetic way that you begin to believe them that that's how it is.
yes.
But it's not how it needs to be. What's in your vortex that you would like to define? And start with anything small. We're not going to ask you to be poetic. We're not going to ask you to be dramatic. We just want you to find some simple thing that's over there, like a state of clarity or any old thing. And let's just run with it and see if we can get some momentum going with it. What's there that you want? What's there that's missing? What's found that you feel lost from? What's over there that isn't over here? What's over there that you want? What's over there? What's out there? What's up there? What is it that you want? What do you want that you don't have? Pick something that you feel close to. I would like to be a helper in helping Abraham to explain to all of humanity the way that law of attraction works. I would like to use this resonant voice that I've developed over this lifetime that is pleasant to every ear that hears it. I would like this voice to say things that are meaningful for others. I would like to demonstrate in my own life my ability to just tune in and let the good roll to me that I know that I deserve. I would like to be a clear example of someone who struggled hard and tried harder than anybody, and then figured out that the trying was what the problem was, who just sort of relaxed into my own sense of goodness and success and well-being. I want fame and fortune.
I would love to be an example.
Yeah.
You nailed it right there, though, but you knew. Because how you said it, I've already said this before, I would like to be an example of the ease and the flow of all of it. Like, people just look at me and they're like, wow, how do you do, I want to help people in that way of just...
And so here it is. We were saying that you want to be of value and you want that fame and that fortune. And the words that we didn't say that we can feel pulsing in your being is, and I want to be understood.
Yes.
But you got to give that up
How?
by understanding that they can't understand you.
So then, how do I present myself?
You present yourself as you mean to be, and you don't give a rip about how they receive you.
How do I give a rip about my parents?
You see, you can't control how anyone else receives you. You can only control whether you're in the receptive mode or not. So you're going to really like this. This is a breakthrough that you're looking for.
How'd you know?
So when you are broadcasting, that's how you set your receiving mode. What you broadcast is what you're receiving. What you broadcast is how you set your receiving mode. So if you're broadcasting from this state of alignment, as we said earlier, the energy that creates worlds is flowing through you in such a powerful way that it overrides what anybody else is doing. It doesn't matter what they're thinking about you. What they're thinking about you doesn't affect you if what you're broadcasting has the concert of all that you are flowing with you. You see what we're getting at? But if you've been like most and you have domineering someones in your life who want you to care about what they think, who have convinced you that it's their allegiance and alignment that you need, but their allegiance and alignment is not in sync with what Source knows about you. When you hook up with what humans want about you, the receptive mode's something down here. When you hook up with the receptive mode of your inner being, it's a whole different vibrational frequency, you see. And so we talked about this earlier, that when you care about how anybody is receiving you, that's always what introduces the resistance and doesn't allow you to get the momentum going. That's always what it is. Now we know, we keep offering words like don't give a rip and don't care, but there's also this thing called law of attraction, or this being an inclusion-based universe. There's no resistance. So you can't not care, because in the not caring, you're caring about what you're not caring about. So when we say just don't care, just don't give a rip, we're not giving you anything that you can use. We're just telling you, in answer to your question, why it isn't working. But what does work is turning your attention to what does feel good. What does work is turning your attention toward the things that you can find pieces of. And that's what you were not willing to do with us. And we understand it's a big room and there's some bit of self-consciousness, but you are sort of stubbornly determined to stand in your place of hardship. It's almost like you want to overcome the hardship so that the others will understand something. You can't overcome hardship. It's so interesting. We watch so many people that are now in the successful place that you are on your way to, who want to explain how hard it was that they got there, because they're still listening to all of the people who are upset that they're not there yet, and they're trying to soothe those that aren't there yet. But that doesn't work. You've got to reach the place where you accept that it's easy, and then it will be easy, and then you got to say to everyone, whether they're willing to listen or able to hear it in the way you mean it, it was easy. It was easy. I made it a struggle a lot longer than I needed to. But when I finally figured it out, it was easy. Question is why? You said why? Why was it easy? It was easy because the energy was already there, and the momentum had already been gathered, and the stuff was already aligned. It was easy because I just had to do one little piece. I just had to relax a little. I just had to trust a little. I just had to believe a little. I just had to try a little less hard. I just had to stop justifying and rationalizing and defending. I had to stop the struggle and the effort and the defense and the blame. I just had to stand and let it come, which meant I had to feel worthy without justification. Isn't that just the most incredible thing? I've got to feel worthy without justification. How can I do that when I've been justifying and justifying and justifying and it hasn't been coming? That's why. It doesn't come. Your worthiness cannot be presented to you in the form of blessings that you all deserve when you feel that you have to justify your worthiness, you see. You got to give that up. We're making so much more of this than it deserves. You just have to find something fun to think about and think about it. Is there anything fun to think about? Is there anything fun that's in your vortex that you'd like to think about? Anything at all? Stop it.
Cars. Why do I do that? I take so long to just decide.
It's an internal struggle. It's an internal struggle as you're trying to give yourself permission to talk about something, and you're worried that you might not say the right thing when anything that you would have said would have been the right thing.
Oh, man.
Anything that you would have said would have been the right thing. Anything. Because you get to want, you get to desire. The universe is ready to yield to you. You don't have to justify. You've had someone teach you that you need to justify. You better have a very good reason for asking for what you're asking for. But that's not the way the universe at large is. That's not who your inner being is. Your inner being is ready and willing and able to shower you with the blessings and the details that you've been asking for. You just have to give yourself permission to ask. So we had a little rough conversation there, just a little bit, but you felt it, didn't you? You felt it. And so car represents a vehicle. Why is a car appealing to you?
How are you saying the things in my head? Well, no, we already know
told you, we're standing in your vortex. We can say things that aren't even yet in your head.
Say it, say it, say it. Do it, do it.
This is the point. We are transmitting to you signals that are going to surprise and delight you and keep you living happily ever, ever after. But you just have to get in the vicinity of it so they start occurring to you. So here's the question. Was it our thought that you received, or was it your thought that we received?
What?
You talked about us getting in your head. Was it our thought that you received, or was it your thought that we received?
I have no idea.
Think about it. This matters. We've been talking all day about you being in the receptive mode. We've been talking about this vortex that has all the things in it that you've been putting there, and our ability to be in there, to see it, to know it, to understand it. And we are projecting a signal that is so powerful. Who's in the receptive mode? You are. You are. Even when you want something, that means you're in the receptive mode. For a desire to even occur to you, you're in the receptive mode. You just got to run with it and not kill it with your doubt. You got to say, I got an idea. That means I'm in the receptive mode, and that means it can be a reality. It can be a see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it manifestation. It can be. It can be all of that because I want it. I received it. Where do you think your desires come from? Because you're in the receptive mode. We just want you to stay there, which was what your brilliant question was about. How can I stay there longer? How can I stay in the receptive mode longer?
Back to cars.
Back to cars. All right.
I kind of feel connected to a machine in that type of way. I just know the corners, the angles, how much it wants to be pushed, where it wants to go. I would love to be a race car driver, but I mean, I have no idea how I'm going to get there.
Now wait.
That'll be fun. It's just fun. It's just.
Now don't explain yourself. You made a bad mistake just now. We're playing with you, but that's the thing that I would love to be a race car driver, but
I like to do a lot of other things. Like, I just want to do everything, and I want to have it all at the same time. But
I want to do everything, and I want to have it all, but
how? How would I be everything? I would be like everybody.
All right, so we're going to give you the secret to the success that you're looking for.
Do it.
And you're ready for it, and they're ready for you to be ready for it. So when you say, I want cars, or I want everything, and you say, how? Just change that one question to why. Because the why will hold you in the momentum of your desire longer. The how, almost every time, will take you out of it. Whenever you ask yourself for an answer that you don't have, you lose your connection. But when you ask a question that leads you further in the momentum of your desire, it allows the momentum of the desire to go further. Did you hear that?
When my parents ask how I'm going to do that, what do I tell them?
The word why and what's it to you are similar. Why are you interested might be a good question. Why are you interested? What would they say?
Because they care for my well-being. They would like to see me be, more successful, but like more happier and more, well off.
I love that answer, folks. Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Yeah, but what are you going to do about it?
Why do you want to know?
Because you're sitting at home doing nothing.
But what's action got to do with anything?
Because how are the bills going to pay themselves? How are you going to feed yourself? How are you going to provide for your family? How are you going to do all of these things?
Well, it's not possible for my dreams to come true and all of that to not come true with it. It's not possible for me to come into alignment with all that I'm asking for and have any lack whatsoever in my life experience. Mom, Dad, you're taking score of where I am. You have to give me an opportunity to move from where I am to where I'm going. And you can't ask me for the details of how I'm going to make that transition, because that's going to come one step at a time, and you can't stand with me one step at a time. In fact, I think that you standing there every step along the way and asking me, where are you going, what are you doing, how are you doing, where are you going, what are you doing, how are you doing, is distracting me from what I need to do to go. Just give me a little space and I'll show you how I'm going to do it by doing it. I can't explain it to you word by word. I don't have the answers word by word. Don't ask me for a plan of action that's going to take me from point A to point B. Let me tune into the inspiration that allows that to come. All that is good to anyone comes through inspiration, and my inspiration must be allowed to flow. I love how much you love me, and I love how interested you are in what I'm doing, and I am so exhilarated about what's coming for me and how good you're going to feel about it. And I love how much you love me, and I want you to know how much I love you. But you gotta let me just have some space where I can prove to myself how this all works. And I'm right on the brink of it. I can feel it. I can feel that things are moving and that the energy is flowing. I can feel that things are ready to pop. I can feel the inspiration percolating within me. I can feel ideas flowing. You know what it feels like to have a good idea. I know you do. I see the success of your lives. I know that you know this in some way. But I'm doing it in a way that you have not done it, or maybe most people have not done it. I am no longer going to be so action-oriented that I only allow myself the mediocrity of life. I'm reaching for something that is bigger, and that takes big dreams. And big dreams cannot be explained at the outset. They have to be allowed to gestate. They have to be allowed to evolve. And I promise you, you'll be the first ones that I let know that this is coming, and this is coming, and this is coming, and this is coming. You can witness this translation of me in this physical time-space reality. You're going to get to watch me move myself from this being that you see as your son to someone who is so much more, to the being that you gave birth to the person that you gave birth to the person who is creative masterfully, to the person who is now in the receptive mode and ready to receive not just the manifestation, but the glorious life on the way to the manifestation. One thing after another. Mom, Dad, I'm never going to get this done. Neither are you, and I'm never going to get it wrong. I'm going to stand in this place of knowing who I am and what I'm doing, and all day long I'm just going to dream and ask myself why I want it, and dream and ask myself why I want it. And you get to witness what the true power of the universe is. You're going to get to watch me translate my vibrations into thoughts and my thoughts into things, and I'm not going to explain one bit of it to you along the way. So our question to you is, do you believe more in the power of the vortex and the receptive mode, or do you believe more in the power of the purse of your parents? Do you believe in your own ability to receive? Are they the only vortex through which abundance flows? Do you believe that the universe will yield to you? And do you believe that that has been a way that it has been yielding to you, but that there are other ways? That's the key for you. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.